Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you very much for being a time traveler. This is your exclusive first quarter look into 2026. In today's reading, we'll take a look at January, February, and March to give you an idea of what you can expect. This is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that don't fully resonate. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. And of course, be sure to check out your other placements. With all of that said, Taurus, let's begin. Tapping into the Taurus collective now for January, February, and March 2026. What does Taurus need to know? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, what do they need to know for the first 3 months of 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. For January, we have the Hierophant. I love when you come out in your power. The Six of Swords and the Queen of Wands. For February, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. For March, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have the Ace of Cups. Your little underlining energy here, Judgment, Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. That leaves the King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Temperance card here to the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. We're going to clarify these cards now using the After Tarot deck. Can we clarify this message, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? For January, we are clarifying the Hierophant, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. For February, we are clarifying the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. For March, we are clarifying the Eight of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Cups. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hierophant is being clarified by the Chariot. The Six of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups. The Queen of Wands is clarified by Strength. The Ace of Swords is clarified by the Page of Swords. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Swords. Lots of repeating cards here. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Two of Swords. The Lovers, and this is now for March, is clarified by the Four of Wands. And the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Page of Cups. Your underlining energy here. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. That leaves the Knight of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Moon here. Interesting. To the Six of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Taurus, I get the feeling here that this is in respect to a situation, environment, or connection in your life that at some point in time you decided to emotionally disengage from. And it looks like through acts of self-love and acts of self-nurturance, you're deciding to invest in it. And again, I don't know what this is for you in respect to your career, your job, some investment you have, a particular connection in your life with a friend, a family member, or a lover. The feeling that I get here in January, the Hierophant to the Chariot, this is very much you and your power saying, I no longer want to stay stuck. I think you've been undecided about whether or not you want to move on from whomever or whatever this is, or whether you want to stay put. And I think with that Six of Swords to the Ace of Cups, it's like part of you feels that it would be like a great act of self-love if you were to move in a new direction. But Queen of Wands to the Strength card tells me you're holding yourself back from doing just that. So if we put this in context of work, this would be like, I feel stuck at my job. I have this feeling from within, like maybe I should just explore what else is out there. Maybe it's time to find another job or change career fields. But then you begin to, I don't know, there's this feeling of like the new excites you, but almost scares you at the same time. And so you hold yourself back. There's a, yeah, I would really like to do this job type of feeling. But then it's like Queen of Wands to the Strength card. You're literally holding your fire back. Like in the Strength card, the individual here is holding back the lion, which would be your Queen of Wands. So you're holding back. So a little bit of a complex energy there, because it's like, I really would like to move on from this. I think it would be a great act of self-love if I found another job, you know, or if I left this partnership or connection, but I don't want to act on impulse. And I feel like that's your energy for the month of January. I don't want to act on impulse. So this is almost like I'm going to kind of retreat and I'm going to stay where I'm at. Ace of Swords to the Page of Swords. I feel like in the month of February, it's like you're looking or you are in search of clarity. Do I really want to move on from this person, place, or thing? Or do I want to continue existing in it? You don't seem to know. There's a lot of conflict here in the Taurian collective. So that Queen of Swords to the Eight of Cups is like, I'm going to stay here for now until something tells me that I really need to move on from it. The clarity I've gained is in the Eight of Cups card. I'm going to stay here for now. I'm not completely emotionally fulfilled here, but maybe I could do something here to try to make it better, is the feeling. Maybe I could revive my interest at my job, or maybe I could, I don't know, nurture this connection with this individual. And so the Eight of Pentacles to the Ace of Swords, your moment of clarity here in the month of February is like, yeah, if I just invested more, maybe if I put in more hours, the business will be successful. Maybe if I show up differently or I invest differently in this connection with this friend, family member, or lover, things will change. It's almost like you're starting to put the responsibility of whatever this is working out completely on your shoulders. Because we go, I want to move on from it. I think moving on would be a great thing. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to be impulsive. Maybe I'm better off staying here until I can figure out what I really want to do. Because you're not an impulsive sign. So you're kind of catching yourself in the month of January like, wait a minute. And then you're like, you know what? I can make this work. All I have to do is show up differently or invest differently or put more hours in or put more effort in. And then everything will be okay. And I think when you get to March, because of these efforts that you're doing in February, you get to March and the feeling here seems to be like, again, it's like we're right back to the Eight of Cups, but this time it's emotional disappointment is the feeling here. And it's like, I don't understand. I made the decision, right? Because the Two of Swords in the After Tarot deck is, I made the decision. I'm no longer holding the swords. I'm no longer undecided. So the feeling here is almost like, I don't understand. I made the decision to put more effort in. I made the decision to stay. And yet a month later, I'm still feeling the way I started the year. I'm not sure if I want to stay or go. The Lovers to the Four of Wands. It's a choice in March that you're making, whether or not you want to continue existing, at this job or this living situation, or, in this connection, or to continue connecting with this person. And what's weighing heavily on you is structure and stability. So this could be relocation. This could be in regards to your job, the career industry, maybe even the partnership, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic. And then we go right back to the Ace of Cups. And so the feeling here, again, in March, you begin to entertain, well, maybe if I just, love myself and I take care of myself, then, I should just follow my heart's desire. And I think that's what you're doing here. You're following your heart's desire. But there's such a back and forth energy here. If I want to move on, I don't want to be impulsive. I'll wait till I get more clarity. Okay, I'm going to stay. This is really my fault, or I've contributed to this in some way, so I'm going to put in more effort. Oh no, what happened? I put in more effort. I'm feeling worse now than I did before. I don't know if I want to move on from this. This is my structure and stability. Maybe I just need to pour into myself. And if I pour into myself, then the love or passion in whatever this is will come back. That's the feeling here. I don't know why, but you are, and I don't think you're doing it consciously. I think this is subconsciously being done. Like you are taking the blame for why this connection or partnership or work dynamic isn't working out for you. And the underlining energy here is like, I have to discover ways to make this partnership work. Like it's my responsibility. And so again, I don't know who this is. Maybe you're caring for a family member and part of you is like, I can't keep doing this anymore. I should, and this is just an example, like maybe I just need to get another caregiver, or maybe I need to put them in a facility. And then you're like, wait, that's a little too impulsive. All right, maybe I'll just do it differently. I'll give them showers every other day, and I'll do this, and maybe I'll get some pre-made meals so I'm not over inundated having to cook 3 times a day for them. So that's what I mean. Like if we just put in that context, it's like, I can't do this anymore, but I don't want to be impulsive and maybe abandon or walk away. You know what? I'm going to stay. I can make it work. I'll just change some things. And then it's like, oh, I did change some things, and this is still so taxing on me. So, okay, let me just give myself a spa day and refresh myself, and then maybe I can make this work again. So I don't know who this connection is to you, but it must be of great importance, because although part of you is calling you to depart from it, your heart, your love for whomever or whatever this is almost guilting you into staying. Like, I don't know, like you owe them to make this work. So Judgment to the Ten of Pentacles to the Five of Cups. This is even like making the judgment call of, I'm going to continue investing in this. I'm in it for the long run, even though it's not emotionally fulfilling, even though I'm sad, even though it's not the greatest job in the world, right? Even though it's really difficult taking care of this person, even though this marriage is a struggle. Like, I don't know what this is for you, but it's like, you feel responsible in King of Pentacles energy for whomever or whatever this is. And so the Knight of Pentacles to the Sun to the Moon, I feel like you are continually on the quest, looking to make lemonade out of a basket of rotten lemons that you've been given. And I say rotten lemons because at the end of the day, you're not emotionally happy with whomever or whatever this is. But for some reason, you feel it's your responsibility to make it work. I love your devotion. It's why I call you the backbone of the zodiac. But it's disheartening for me to see, and if this is what you struggled with in 2025 and 2024, for some reason now in 2026, or at least the first 3 months, your feeling is, I have to make this work. And you're putting all the responsibility on your shoulders. I'm surprised we didn't see the Ten of Wands. But yeah, you're making the judgment call, Six of Pentacles, to continue giving to this, even if it depletes you. You know, the merchant in the Six of Pentacles card starts their day off with 6 pentacles. They give 3 to this entity and 2 to this entity, and they're left with 1 for themselves. So it's like, even if this depletes me, even if it's not fair, I'm going to continue investing in this. I'm going to continue sharing my pentacle resources, my time, my love, my money, my devotion. So there's a feeling here of obligation to whomever or whatever this is, even if it is to your emotional detriment. I'm curious to know who or what this is. I don't see their energy on the board, which is interesting. So let's clarify that Two of Cups, since they showed up here as a Two of Cups. Clarify the Two of Cups. Who or what is this for Taurus? Who or what is this for Taurus? This could be like the job where you're no longer happy, but maybe your boss is aging out and you work for a small little mom and pop shop and you're like, I know I could do better, but man, if I were to leave, they would have to close up their doors. They're just, you know, they just couldn't survive without me. And so you feel obligated now to stay here, you know, I don't know, at this little coffee shop that gets 3 customers a day, because if you were to leave, you know, they can't work the register and they don't know how to post their specials on Facebook, and, you know, and then it's like, well, I don't want to be responsible for this thing falling apart. There's an obligation here to whomever or whatever this is. Tell me more about that Two of Cups here for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. You feel obligated. There's your Queen of Wands. Justice. You feel the just, fair, and right thing for you to do is for you to continually sacrifice yourself, even if it causes you an emotional tower. You will continue to invest. This is you being practical, right, in that Queen of Pentacles energy. So, you know, I don't know. This, whatever or whomever this is, it lends to your security in some way. You have investment here of time, love, and money. I think you're very mentally restless over this connection. And we saw that here with that Page of Swords. Like, I'm trying to get clarity. I'm trying to figure out the right thing to do. I also think that you are trying to manifest. The Ace of Pentacles sometimes could be a card of someone trying to manifest a new opportunity. And so I think in respect to that Two of Cups, you are attempting here to manifest and co-create with the divine to find a new way on how to keep this. So this would be, again, using the analogy of the coffee shop that's run by 2 elderly people, and you feel bad leaving them. You know, maybe you're the only employee type of thing. The feeling here is, well, maybe I could find a new way. Like, maybe I can convince them to only be open 3 days a week on the busiest days. Maybe that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then that would allow me to maybe get another part-time job during the week doing something else that I would really love to do. So I feel like you're trying to manifest clarity here on what to do. 2, I also think you're trying to manifest what are the different ways that I could keep this going. But at the end of the day, this is a sacrifice to you. Whoever this person or these people are, this is a great sacrifice to you. What changes your mind here in the 8 of Cups in February? Your decision here seems to be, I'll stay for now. Okay, what changes your mind? The Nine of Pentacles, which would be becoming single, free, and independent. The Ace of Cups, moving towards this. The Nine of Swords, anxiety, worry about moving towards the new. This is, I asked why you're staying in February, and it's if I were to become single, free, and independent and focus on something new, the new job or a new path or a new relationship or just being single for a while if you're leaving someone, there's fear, there's anxiety, there's restlessness, there's a feeling of despair, like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to be the one to walk away. I almost feel like, again, using the coffee shop analogy, this would be like, God, I really hope they retire and they just come in tomorrow and tell me that it's over. I feel like you don't want to be the one to walk away, but I think you would be okay, again, using the coffee shop analogy, if they told you, hey, you know what, next week is our last week, we're officially retiring. I think you would be relieved because you internally know that you are giving out of obligation, and it's costing you a lot, psychologically and emotionally. And maybe for some of you, even financially, if this is within the dynamic of a couple or a family group, or even, like I said, a job that's just not paying you well. But there seems to be some anxiety here if you were the one to communicate the ending, because the Nine of Swords is the second decan in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which rules our communication. So there's a lot of worry. What will they do, or what will they say? Oh my God, how I have to be the one to say it? What are they going to do when I'm the one who says it? Sun card to the Seven of Wands. When I say I'm not doing this anymore and I'm in pursuit of something else, or I want to go my own way, tell me about, how does this person, place, or thing feel about you? How about that? And we'll say person because we have Two of Cups there. So how does this person feel about Taurus? What are their feelings towards Taurus? What are their feelings towards Taurus for the first 3 months of 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Their feelings towards you. The Two of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Five of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon card. Do they have a great amount of love for you? They do. Respect? They do. Admiration? They do. But this is someone who for quite some time, maybe up to the last 2 years, doesn't know if they want to keep the coffee shop open anymore. And they're internally conflicted. Five of Wands to that Ten of Pentacles to the Moon. This person also has anxiety about whether or not to move on from this. Or like I said, to close the coffee shop. Lovers, this has been a choice on their plate as well. So if this is in the construct of a marriage, because now I see the Ten of Pentacles here twice, this could be like you don't want to be the one to say that you're ending the marriage. Guess what? They don't want to be the ones to say it either. But you both feel that it's time to walk away. They don't dislike you. They don't dislike you. They just don't know how to tell you they don't want to be in this either. So if you were to say that you're leaving, which I don't see you doing that in the first 3 months of the year, but if you were to say it, how would this individual react? I mean, this could be like, you know, a good friend of yours, and you're like, oh my God, they've been my friend since childhood, and I can't just stop talking to them. But you know what? This person loves you too, and the memories with you, but they're not sure they want to continue talking with you either. And I don't know what happened here between the two of you, if this is a friend or even a lover. But you both have the same feelings and you both have the same choice. And neither of you wants to be the one to have that 10 or 15 seconds of insane courage to just say it. How does this person feel? And I get a feeling for some of you it could be a couple because there's two people there. So maybe it is, you know, obviously someone you are in partnership with, professional, platonic, or romantic. But I mean, for some of you, it actually could be two people. So how does this person or these people feel about Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? How do they feel about Taurus? One more shuffle here. Thank you. How do they feel about you? The World card, the Lovers, and the Fool. Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Sun card. I think there was a moment in time where that they were very happy in this connection. I believe that time has passed for them as well. At one point in time, and again, I'll use the coffee shop analogy, This was something they looked forward to every day. They were passionate about it. They liked going in. They were probably the business owners that showed up 3 hours before the coffee shop opened. And then they became very passive with it, almost losing interest in it. If this is like your love partner, they could be sleeping a lot. There's a lot of meditation, a lot of alone time. So it went from being a vibrant and fun connection or a place of employment to a place of stagnancy here. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. They go back and forth. How do they feel about you? They go back and forth about whether or not they want to close this out also. World card to the Fool card. It's very rare that these cards come out. Ending this to start something new. Ending the business to start the retirement. End the friendship to look for friendship elsewhere. End the relationship to go out on their own. But smack in the middle is the Lover's card again, is the Choice card. So if you were to have that 10 or 15 seconds of insane courage and said, hey, you know what, using that coffee shop analogy, business has been down. You're in, you're in the red every month because you're paying me to be here. And I think it's time that you guys maybe really give some heavy consideration to putting the business up for sale or closing the doors. This is the energy of someone who would say, you know what, you're right. Let's plan to do that in a month or two. That I believe they would be very agreeable. They just don't want to be the one to say it. 10 of Wands to the 7 of Pentacles. They've been thinking of closing up the coffee shop too. Let's get you 3 cards of advice, and we'll close it off with some oracle cards and then some kippers. Any final advice for Taurus on this? I got to tell you, I see your devotion. I was married to a Taurus for 21 years. We were together 3 years before marriage, so 24 years together. If I wasn't the one to say I wanted a divorce, I probably would still be married to that man now 6 years later. We're going on 6 years since the separation and divorce, because he felt obligated to me as his wife, even though the marriage was dismal and boring and we slept on opposite sides of the house in different beds, and he had his friends and I had my friends, and we kind of did our own thing. And it got to a point at the end where there was no more intimacy in the final years, barely having meals together. But he would have stayed in it. And we joked about that recently. I said, if I didn't ask for the divorce, we'd probably still be married. And he went, yeah, probably. So that's the dedication of a Taurus. If there's a cross watcher watching, Taurus will remain dedicated to something or someone, even if it's to their detriment. And I love that about you. And I dislike that about you, Taurus, because I don't feel that you should be over-compromising yourself for anything or anyone. I think you deserve to be happy, just like the other 11 zodiac signs. Your advice. The Hangman, the Two of Swords, and the Strength card. Really give some contemplation about possibly letting this go. And I say that because the Hangman card does talk about someone who's suspended, and they're trying to gain some new perspective. But it's new perspective on, what is this sacrifice? What am I sacrificing myself for? I see that you're here in indecision and your blocked emotions, because your emotions are telling you to move in a new direction. But your obligation or responsibility to whomever or whatever this is stopping you from moving forward. So actually, if we look at this in terms of advice, this is asking you to ask yourself, by stopping yourself from moving forward, making the decision, by you stopping yourself, right? You're holding yourself back here from moving in a new direction. What are you really sacrificing at the end of the day? And is it worth it? At the bottom of the deck, you have 8 of Pentacles. Is it worth your time or your love or your money and even your happiness to continue investing in whomever or whatever this is? You have the Magician to the 7 of Wands. I feel like your manifestations here will be blocked. So it's just a message. As long as you continue to do this. I don't think the coffee shop that was once thriving will be thriving again. I think you can go off and open up your own coffee shop if you wanted to. And I have no doubt with your determination that it will be quite successful. But this particular coffee shop has seen its best days pass. Again, apply that analogy how you see fit. We'll close it off now with some oracle cards here for Taurus. A bit of a tough read because I see your sense of obligation. I can even put this, if I wanted to, my best friend is a Taurus. And I don't want to divulge too much of his personal life, but he sacrifices a lot for his family. And I see his struggle with it, but he's committed, he's obligated, even if he's not happy. And so I see that here for you too, and it makes me sad for the Taurus collective. It does. You know, this is a job you're at for 30 years and you don't want to quit because you're like, they need me. And it's like, but they don't appreciate you. And you're like, but they need me. Oracle card here, please, for January, February, March for my beautiful Taurians. One more shuffle. Thank you. Change. Flying. Empathy. See, I think you stay out of devotion or love here. I'll read you these cards in a moment. 3 oracle cards here, please, for Taurus. January, February, and March. One more shuffle. Thank you. Guiding star. Ancient drum. And whispering pines. It's like he calls you right back. So your first card is change. And this is you almost being at the 2 of Wands. You're stuck here in a fork in the road. You can stay where you're at, or you could go in this direction or this direction. Dare to change and embrace new possibilities. I do think in January you are at least toying with the idea of doing that. Guiding star. You are guided by the stars. Follow their celestial light. It's a very spiritual calling you feel to go in another direction. You have flying here. Follow your dreams and transcend self-imposed limits. And we saw that with the 9 of Swords here. So in the moment of February, where you're getting trapped in these doubts and fears and insecurities, the oracle card message here is to be strong enough to break through them. And then you have ancient drum. Feel the heartbeat of the earth and connect with its rhythm. And I think it's also connecting to the rhythm of yourself, because there's a part of you that does want to move in another direction. But then we have empathy. Understand others' emotions and needs by listening with your heart. And I think it's disloyalty. Notice how I said that, disloyalty. Wow. I meant to say this loyalty. This loyalty that you have for whomever this is actually disloyal to you. And yet in March, it looks like you're going to continue to stay, even if it's to your detriment. Whispering pines. Nature's voice continues to guide you. Listen to their wisdom. So maybe some walks in nature. I don't know where you are in the world, what March will be like, but it looks like getting out a bit, a little solitary, might give you some clarity or change your mind. But I see you staying put in whatever this is for you, Taurus, even though part of you is, yeah, your thoughts here are calling you in another direction. Can't beat the loyalty and devotion of a Taurus, let me tell you. Let's get 2 cards here for January, please, for Taurus. I'm going to take this one because I want it to come out as well. 2 cards here for February and for March. Yep. Okay, so we have bad health. Came out upright, adjudication on the side, and mature woman. You could be mature woman, mature man. It's almost like the jury is out. Remember in January, you're like, part of me wants to go, but part of me, I'm going to hold myself back from going. Whatever situation, environment, or connection that says, you know it's in bad health. But it's like the jury is out. You have not made your final decision about whether or not you're going to stay or leave it behind. Courthouse and lovers came out on their side. So again, in respect to this soul contract that you have, there's no decision here made in February to move on from it. And so no decision is a decision, because if your decision isn't to move on from it, then theoretically your decision is to stay. And then in March, we have official person and despair. Again, I think you feel obligated to whomever or whatever this is, even if it is to your emotional or financial detriment. So I see you here, even in March, continuing to invest in whomever or whatever this is. You have trust. There's a need here for you to trust yourself and your new path. You have ancient ruins. History holds wisdom. Learn from the past. Whatever this is for you and it's in bad health, I don't think you're going to be able to manifest it into good health. And then you have toil and labor. Again, this could be a job for some of you, or it could be a connection that you've invested a lot of yourself into. But that is what I have for you, Taurus, for the first 3 months of 2026. It looks like you are staying put for now, even if it is to your detriment. God love you, Taurus. I'm sending you a lot of courage and strength. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. Thank you once again for being a time traveler. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.